Macca's Guides.
Hey guys, Macca here with another Red Dead Redemption 2 video, and in this video I'll be showing you guys the collectible strand called cigarette cards, and there are a total of 12 sets, and each set has 12 cards, meaning there are 144 cards in total in the game. However, in order to get the 100% completion of the game, you're only required to do one complete set, and that's what I'll be showing you in this video. I'll be showing you 12 cards that make up the same set, and the set I'll be showing you is from the Prominent Americans pack. The reason I picked this set is because it's one of the only sets available from the very beginning of the game, and it also doesn't require too much traveling around the map. Now, in order to start these, you will have to have done the mission where you are told about cigarette packs, which happens very early on in the game in Chapter 2. Additionally, these are not a very good way to make money, although the money, I guess, is a decent reward if you're going to do them anyways. So, the order I'll be going from is I'll be starting in Valentine and kind of working my way towards Saint Denis, and then working my way back towards Rhodes. So for the first of 12 cards, you'll see the card number. In this case, it's card number 136. We will be in Valentine and go right above the letter I. There is a small shack here, and if you go to the shack, there is a small table on the porch, and you can pick up the card here. All you need to do for these collectibles is go up to them and examine them, and then put them in your backpack. Now, our second of 12 cards can be found a little bit west of that in the Heartland oil fields, and I'm on the west side of the little camp or base there. And a little bit to the northwest of there, just north of the train tracks, you'll see a small tower that they are currently in the process of building. You'll want to approach that tower, and on the south side of the tower, by where one of the workers is, there should be a card. You might want to be a little bit careful here and not do what I did, which was press Y out of habit to pick up the card, and then I accidentally choked out one of the people who reported me, and then I had to punch my way out in order to grab the card, and then I ran away. For the next card, we will be going to Lonnie's shack. This is in between the M and the O in Lemoyne, just north of it in this one path that kind of cuts across. You will be able to see that this little shack right in front of here, this is actually a shack you will visit as part of the story if I remember correctly. And that's why you won't actually see me pick up the card on screen, because I already picked it up during the mission. But if you go inside, there should be some stuff for you to pick up. But if you go into the bedroom and then look towards the mantle, you should have a card right up on this mantle. If not, feel free to look around this room with Eagle Eye, but it's going to be right there. And then for the next one, we're going to do it in one take, as the next card can be found very close by in the shack just to the west, a little bit south of where we currently are. I'm going to hop out of this building. I'm going to, quickly grab my horse, because although it's really close, I'm going to save a little bit of time here by trotting my way there. So I'm going to get on the horse. I'm going to go down just to the east and a little bit to the south. And outside of the building closest to me, there is, some fences, some barrels, some crates. And on the kind of northeast corner there, outside of this shack, you should be able to spot the card laying on top of one of these boxes. For card number 5 of 12, in the order that I decided ambiguously, this is card number 134. We're going for LaGrasse, and right next door to the bait shop, there is this kind of larger deck where you can go fishing. And on this deck, on the wooden hand railing, you should be able to find your 5th card if you're following along with this video. You might have an extra card, by the way, which you randomly picked up by accident and not even noticing it. Or you sometimes also get these cards from picking up premium cigarette packs. So keep that in mind as well. We are now venturing our way into Saint Denis. This is on the northeast side, kind of, just before the city becomes a large city. You'll notice these 3 houses directly next to each other. In the middle house, which should be a red house, there is a porch, and if you go on that porch, there is a small table, and on that table you can find one of the cigarette cards.
Clear! I need to pass.
We've now ventured across Saint Denis, and we are in the train yards that lead into the city. And if you kind of see where all of the train tracks split, they have a little bit of a, like a freight station here where they can work on trains and whatnot. And there's two buildings. There is a taller building and a shorter building. Go into the taller building, and what you want to do here is as you enter, you can only enter from one direction, by the way. You want to turn to the left and kind of go underneath the catwalk, and there will be a couple of workbenches along the wall, and the middle bench next to the sink there will have your card. This one's going to be number 139 in the set of 144. Now, the next one is close enough by that we're going to do it kind of in one take. Again, in Saint Denis, going from the previous location, you want to mark yourself these docks right here at the edge of the town. So I'm going to hop on my horse to get there a little bit more quickly. I will trot my way over to the docks. I will get off my horse and go onto the docks. And right where I put that marker, there will be another cigarette card laying on a couple of boxes, which I'll obviously pick up. Now we are on 9 of 12. This is card number 144, the last card of all of them. And we are kind of on these little swampy islands just to the kind of south of Saint Denis a little bit there. And there's this one little shack. You can actually see the smokestacks of Saint Denis in the background there. So inside of this fishing shack, you'll want to go inside, and then as you enter, on your right-hand side, there will be a small kind of window ledge, and on that window ledge, you can find the card pretty easily. Next, we will venture off into Rhodes. If you want, you can try to fast travel there from your base, depending on which part of the game you're in. This might prove faster. As you approach Rhodes, just before you enter the main town, you should notice this house on your right-hand side. This house has a small gazebo out front, and inside of the gazebo, on the table in the middle, you can find one of the 12 cards for this set. Just down the road on the other side of Rhodes is a, I believe, flour mill, and you'll see it right here marked on the map. It is pretty much connected to the train track, and if you go up to it, you'll notice it's like a red building with kind of 2 floors and 2 ramps going in from both sides. And at the top of the ramps, there are like 3 barrels, and it'll be on top of one of these 3 barrels. For the 12th and final card in this set, we are going to head pretty much north. We are now south of the letter M in Lemoyne, just next to Matak Pond in Hill Haven Ranch. And on one of the buildings here, there's 4 little buildings. One of them is kind of an outdoor shack that's connected to like a cattle pen. If you jump inside of the pen and go into the shack, there's like a workbench, I believe. And on the workbench, you can find card number 142. At this point, you should unlock credit towards your 100% completion in the game if you go to the menu of it. But there's one more step you can take this in order to get a little bit of extra money and progress towards your game. Now, upon unlocking the final card, you should get a notice in the top left corner of the screen, as you can see on my screen. Unfortunately, my last card was the one where I accidentally punched the guy, so I had to kind of escape. But if I go into my progress menu, you'll notice that in my 100% completion part of the menu, this is now a checked box. However, now you should go to one of the train stations and talk to the clerk, and you can send mail to the guy who asked you to grab these cards in Chapter 2. Once you send him the card locations, you'll have to wait for a total of 24 hours of in-game time to go back to one of these post offices to claim your reward, which depending on the pack will range between $50 to $100 in cash, plus sometimes will include an item on top of that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video is helpful. A special thanks to the amazing people on Patreon for supporting the show, and hopefully I see you guys next time. Peace!